this good day today to fight against coronavirus COVID-19. Here I propose my prevention and cure to all over the world, to my brothers and my sisters by my steps. Before getting into the steps of prevention to control the spread of coronavirus COVID-19, here are the most important foremost 6 considerations to be considered before preventing the coronavirus, that is the COVID-19. My very first consideration would be strengthening the immune system. Yes, as we all are fighting against coronavirus, the immune level in our body must be strong and powerful so that we are able to fight against the virus. So my first very most important consideration is strengthening the immune system. My next most important consideration is balancing the level of protein synthesis occurrence in our body. Yes, whenever a person gets affected due to a disease like certain simpler diseases like fever, cold, the occurrence of protein synthesis in our body is what is getting affected. And this time, due to this coronavirus COVID-19, this is the one which is affected the most. So in order to not get affected, my very most important second consideration is balancing the level of occurrence of protein synthesis inside our body. Next, the third most important consideration according to my finding to prevent the coronavirus COVID-19 from its rapid spread is the balanced level of metabolic rate inside our body. Yes, as metabolic rate inside our body plays a very most important role in our growth, muscular strength, skin, tissues, all over our body's functions and biological activities. Maintenance and balance level of metabolic rate inside our body is my third foremost important consideration before the prevention of coronavirus COVID-19. And the fourth foremost important consideration according to my finding is the healthier level of mucus inside our body. Yes, as we all are made up of mucus inside our body, the mucus is the foremost important for immunity in our body. Yes, when the mucus becomes important to immunity, the healthier level of mucus helps in fighting against the diseases. So we must maintain the proper healthier level of mucus inside our body. This is my fourth important consideration. And moving on to the fifth important consideration according to my finding is restriction and consumption of food. Yes, day to day in our daily life, without food there isn't a life. So to lead a healthier life, food is the reason which plays the most important role in our life. But whereas when we are affected and when we are aware of diseases like coronavirus COVID-19, consideration on restriction and consumption of food plays the foremost important role. So my fifth foremost consideration is the restricted food, the consideration on restriction of food and the consideration on consumption of food. And my foremost and very very important sixth consideration, my sixth consideration before the prevention and the cure of coronavirus COVID-19 is as of health, as of mucus, as of protein, as of metabolic rate inside our body, we are healthier now. By the steps which I am going to say after this, we are healthier. But how will our health be maintained without the controlled level of carbon dioxide in the environment? So my foremost sixth consideration before the cure of prevention and cure for coronavirus COVID-19 is the control over carbon dioxide level in the environment. That is my sixth important consideration. And with these 6 most important considerations of me, here I propose my 4 important steps to cure and prevent coronavirus COVID-19. For 4 directions, here are my 4 steps. Yes, the very foremost important first step according to me is based on water. Yes, Without water, there isn't a life possibility at all. As we all are drinking water in our day-to-day life, whenever we are thirsty, every day without a scarcity in it, what causes a healthier life for us is water. And this water, according to a survey, 50% of the global population is consumed for drinking from the underground. Yes, when the water is consumed from underground, 50% of the global population is consuming a water with a 10 ppm level of carbon dioxide in dissolved gas form inside the water. Obviously, 10 ppm of dissolved gas form of carbon dioxide doesn't affect us. But in some areas, the groundwater is in excess level of dissolved form of carbon dioxide. That is dissolved gas form of carbon dioxide. So when that carbon dioxide is in excess in the water, when we are about to consume that, it reduces our strength and stability to fight against the disease. That is like coronavirus, COVID-19. So what I recommend to all my global citizens and my brothers and sisters is consumption of groundwater after boiling it. Please make sure everyone, before consuming the groundwater, make sure you boil it. Yes, after boiling the groundwater, you can obviously drink it. Whenever the water is boiled, we are against bacteria, we are against pandemic diseases, and we are against pandemic coronavirus too. Yes, when we are against all this, when we are against all these kind of effects and harms to us, we are safe. So make sure to consume the water after boiling it if it is groundwater. And my next step, the step number 2 is cleaning the polluted area with ionized water. Yes, why ionized water? Before informing about this step, what I like to say is, I am really proud of my Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi sir, because of him, the pollutants are away from us. He has taken efforts to clean it by workers. When the pollutants are clean, now our government is cleaning it with water. But why only with water? Honorable Narendra Modi sir, I request you, cleaning of water in the polluted area after removing it is good. But it would be more effective when these areas after removing the pollutants cleaned with ionized water. Yes, if the areas are going to get cleaned with ionized water, it would protect us from bacteria, viruses and more pandemic diseases all over the places. So whenever the pollutants are cleaned in the land, please make sure that it is cleaned with an ionized water. And this is my request to you, Honorable Prime Minister sir. And my third step is, yes, according to my 6th consideration, the step all deals with these two. Yes, do you remember what I said in the beginning? I said healthier level of maintaining the immune system, that is strengthening the immune system. The second consideration, healthier level of occurrence of protein synthesis inside our body. Then the third step, third consideration, that is the metabolic rate, the balanced metabolic rate inside our body. Then the fourth consideration, healthier level of mucus. And my fifth consideration, restriction and consumption of food. Yes, the foremost consideration, immune system, healthier level of protein synthesis, metabolic rate and healthier level of mucus is only based on food. So this consideration of restriction and consumption of food is very, very, very important. So the step number 3 is the restriction and consumption of food. So what all food must be restricted? First, the foremost food which must be restricted from use is, as Indians, we all consume dosa, idli every day in our day-to-day life. These dosa and idli are rice batters. So how are these formed? These rice batters are formed by fermentation, which is occurred naturally by yeast. Whereas in bakeries and cakes, in bakery shops like puffs, bun, cake, these all batters, before making it, are fermented through artificial yeast. So the foods which are fermented artificially must be restricted, since artificial yeast or natural yeast. Yeast has an inverse relation between protein, since it may constitute positive selectivity pressure for large protein size. So when there is a positive selectivity pressure for large protein size, it is very important to take in consideration to reduce, not to reduce, to completely ban, to completely restrict the artificial yeast, that is artificially fermented products. The next restriction, the next most important restriction is artificial flavoring. Yes, we all are hungry, we want food, and we all need taste. Yes, we all need taste too. So we rather choose artificial flavored items and addictive flavored items. On this time, during the coronavirus COVID-19, we must restrict from consuming artificially flavored foods and addictive flavored foods. Since these artificially flavored food and addictive flavored foods reduce the proper level of protein inside our body. When the proper level of protein inside our body gets misplaced, it becomes hard to fight against the COVID-19, that is the coronavirus. So in order to fight against this disease, a proper level of protein must be maintained inside our body. So to maintain the proper level of protein inside our body, what I propose is the next thing, the foremost important thing which must be restricted is we must restrict artificially flavored and addictively flavored food from consumption to fight against coronavirus. Next, coming to the consumption from the restriction. Yeast, artificial flavored, addictive flavored foods, artificially added yeast, artificial flavored, addictive flavored foods are restricted. Now consumption. Coming to the consumption point. First, making it clear in the tragedy of chicken. Chicken doesn't have any controversies. Of course, everyone throughout the nation can consume, throughout the world can consume chicken. But whereas chicken is the highest source of protein. When chicken is the highest source of protein, consuming an excess amount of protein inside our body makes a loss in essential fat. Yes, when we are facing a loss in essential fat, it becomes hard to fight against the viruses like coronavirus COVID-19. So to make sure we are fighting these viruses like coronavirus, and now the very most important thing, that is the coronavirus COVID-19, chicken must be consumed only for our hunger. In our desire of eating chicken, we must not consume chicken in excess amount. Please do not consume chicken in excess amount, because excess amount of protein in our body will reduce and lower the level of essential fats. When the essential fats gets lowered, obviously it becomes hard to fight against coronavirus. So to maintain healthier level of essential fats, consume chicken according to the hunger. This is the most important thing. Other than that, there is no tragedy and controversies in eating chicken. Everyone could eat chicken. Who all wish to eat, don't eat in excess. Now, my next important food consumption, fiber-rich foods. Yes, if you are asking examples of me, I could give you hundreds of examples for fiber-rich foods like pea plants, like carrot. But in this situation of lockdown in our country, I do not want my citizens of India to rush for purchasing carrot, purchasing pea plants and nuts and seeds. If my citizens are about to rush to shops in buying nuts, seeds, carrots, pea plants, it would be a possibility for virus spread. Please do not rush. In our every houses, we might not have carrot, we might not have cashew nuts, we might not have seeds, but we all are having wheat. Yes, wheat is the foremost fiber-rich food. as we all are having wheat in our houses, what I recommend is eat wheat in your house. Since wheat is the richest source of fiber, as wheat is the best in fiber, when we are about to eat wheat in our houses during this time of coronavirus, that is COVID-19, our protein level gets balanced in our diet. Yes, when wheat is consumed with protein, the protein stage is at its balanced level. When we are consuming food without wheat, then the protein level isn't at its balance. So what I recommend the most is to fight against the disease. Our essential fats are very important. If we are about to consume only protein without fiber-rich contents like wheat, our protein will become unbalanced and our essential fats will get reduced. As I said for chicken, only consuming chicken in huge and excess amount will reduce our essential fat. Similarly, same to here, same to this situation, only taking protein-rich food will also will make the loss in essential fats. So consume the protein-rich foods with wheat. So consuming the protein-rich foods with wheat is my second recommendation in food consumption. Now the third recommendation in the food consumption is encouraging the healthier consumption of casein. What is casein? Yes, casein is the most important protein which is needed for our body to gain immunity at its balanced level. If we are about to gain immunity in excess amount, even that in turns becomes a problem. So in order to save us from getting over immunity, getting a wanted immunity in a perfect level, gaining the proper level of immunity is important. So to gain the adequate amount of proper level of immunity, casein plays the important role. Casein. So where is the casein present? Yes, of course. The casein is only present exactly 80% in protein of milk. Casein is present 80% protein of milk. So when we are about to consume milk, we are going to gain protein, that is casein, protein with casein. So we are in balanced level of immunity to fight against diseases like COVID-19 and coronavirus. And today, by this situation, fighting against coronavirus, COVID-19 is the most important thing. So during this period, what I recommend is drinking of milk, each glass, that is 2 times a day. 1 glass morning and 1 glass at night will help us in the proper level of maintaining our immunity. So when the immunity is maintained properly, obviously our body is fit to fight against coronavirus, that is COVID-19. So must drink milk 2 times a day is my third recommendation in consumption of food. So what do I recommend? The fourth, according to my finding, is the fourth consumption of food must be the most abundant structural protein in our body is collagen. Okay, the most abundant protein in our body is collagen. So consuming this collagen, how will it help me? Or what is the role of this collagen? Is a question mark. So when this is a question mark, I will tell you the role of collagen in our body, as collagen is the abundant structural protein in our body. Collagen helps for our teeth, bone, skin, muscle, connective tissue, the immunity and the cells to fight against any kind of virus. That includes coronavirus, that is COVID-19. So to fight against coronavirus, what I recommend and according to my findings, what I suggest the most is do not miss the food which are rich in collagen, because collagen is the structural protein of our body. When the structural protein of our body is at its perfect stage, we can fight against any kind of viruses. So to fight against this COVID-19, I recommend collagen rich food. So where will I get? On what all foods should I eat to gain my collagen? To answer this question, I will tell you simply. Very simple. The answer is very simple. Do not rush for medicines. Do not rush for food which is not there, which is not available in market. It is available everywhere in the nation. So without rushing at the lockdown time, try to be at home and try to purchase whenever it's needed. Do not rush all together at once, because avoiding the coronavirus COVID-19 is very important. So the foods I recommend to make the collagen level of our body high is fish. Next, egg white. Not egg white. You can consume the whole egg itself, because you need protein also, right? So don't only, if you are only bothered about collagen, I would recommend egg white. But what I recommend is consume the egg fully. Consume the whole egg. The part is the collagen is placed, and the part of collagen is in egg white. When you are going to consume the collagen fully, the whole egg, you will already get it. Next is sea bass. Next is oyster. Next is citrus. Citrus is lemon. You would have all known. So consume citrus and beans and tomato and bell pepper. And in these examples, what I like to suggest is, on our day-to-day life of Indians, as Indians, every day must aren't, we are consuming 3 items. One is citrus. Citrus is obviously there in our food. Next is tomato. Tomato is always and already there in our food. Next, bell pepper. Indians don't cook without bell pepper, tomato and citrus. So anyhow or other, we all are consuming these 3 collagen rich food, which will help us. So in order to gain little higher, I would recommend these other foods also to be consumed, like fish, egg whites, oyster and sea bass. And that's it. That's my 4th step in consumption of food. So do recollect yourself. I have said 2 restriction and 4 consumption of food. When these 2 types of foods are restricted and when these 4 kinds of foods are consumed, obviously we are perfectly packed with perfect immunity and perfect muscular and skin and the bone strength to fight against COVID-19, that is coronavirus. Now, the most important step, as I have said, there are 4 directions and I have 4 steps to solve this coronavirus COVID-19 by prevention methods. This is my most important 4th step. On this, saying this method, on this time, I would like to request my Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi sir and my Honorable Chief Minister Tamil Nadu that they are taking much efforts to control coronavirus and to get rid of coronavirus. So on this mean to protect us from coronavirus, I request my Honorable Prime Minister my 4th step to be followed in our nation. My 4th step is, as of our Prime Minister have made lockdown to India, we have controlled the vehicle population all over the country. When the vehicle population all over the country have been controlled, the carbon dioxide emission in the state of atmosphere throughout the environment throughout in India has reduced. So when the carbon dioxide emission has reduced, it helps us in fighting against coronavirus. But can we guarantee we are completely rid of carbon dioxide emission in the atmosphere? Sure, Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi sir would have known certain areas or certain districts or certain states still now wouldn't have got rid of carbon dioxide emission in the atmosphere on the environment. So how to control this level of carbon dioxide emission? So this is my step to control the uncontrollable emission of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. So the very important, the foremost 4th step according to my finding is the areas wherever carbon dioxide has got still reduced even after the control in vehicle population, what I recommend is ethanol. I don't want this ethanol to be sprayed or sprinkled all over the area where this carbon dioxide emission is high in level in the atmosphere. What I want to be done is, on the remaining areas which has not got down in the level of carbon dioxide level, what I recommend is, we must cooperate to our government. So my dear brothers and sisters of India, what I would like to ask you is, please stay at home wherever the carbon dioxide emission level hasn't got controlled till yet. So what I am saying is, when we are all at our home, Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi sir, where all the carbon dioxide emission level in the atmosphere hasn't got controlled till now, even after the vehicle population control also, what I recommend is, I recommend the burning of ethanol. Yes, burning of ethanol will control the carbon dioxide emission level. So this is the last but not the last. This is the most and the first important step which we must follow today in our nation, because this is a great opportunity in our country. The lockdown is a great opportunity in our country. Using this lockdown, we don't have the crowd of people. So at this time, what I recommend is, on the area with uncontrollable level of carbon dioxide emission, what I recommend is, I recommend to burn the ethanol. When ethanol is burned, the uncontrolled excess level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is reduced. The level of emission is reduced. So Honorable Narendra Modi sir, I hope you take my methods in consideration and you make it happen. And once these 6 consideration and these 4 steps get into amendment, surely we Indians, we citizens of India get prevented against coronavirus. As we are getting prevented, we are getting cured. As we are getting cured, we are getting development to the next level. So let's move on to the next level. I would like to conclude by recollecting all my points at one sentence. The 6 most important consideration. The first consideration, strengthening the immune system. The second consideration, healthier level of occurrence of protein synthesis in our body. The third consideration, control over the proper level of metabolic rate in our body. Maintenance of the proper level of metabolic rate in our body. The fourth consideration, healthier level of mucus in our body. The healthier level of mucus in our body, as 1.45 liter of this whole body is made up of mucus. Mucus is responsible for our immunity. The fifth step is restriction and consumption of food. The sixth step is control in the emission of carbon dioxide through the environment in the atmosphere. These are my 6 considerations and my 4 steps. The first step is using boiled water. Those who are drinking groundwater, using boiled water to drink. After getting the groundwater, we must boil the water. The second step is cleaning the polluted area with ionized water. After removing this pollution, we must clean the area with ionized water. The step 3 is restriction and consumption of food. As I said, restricting yeast, restricting additive flavor, restricting added flavors. Consumption of adequate amount of chicken, consumption of fiber, consumption of encouraging casein, consumption, that is milk 2 times a day, and then consumption of abundant structural protein of our body, that is collagen, from, as I have said, examples fish, egg, sea bass, oyster, citrus, beans, tomato, bell pepper. And the last 4th step is control on the carbon dioxide. On the uncontrollable areas, controlling the carbon emission by burning the ethanol. These are my 4 steps and those are my 6 considerations. Please, Honorable Narendra Modi sir, take my suggestion in consideration, and thanks. As a proud Tamilan, as a proud Indian, I support my preventions for curing coronavirus, for this healthier world. As an Indian citizen, what I like to say is, this aren't the ruler of health. This aren't the ruler of health. Efforts will sure scale the cure. Efforts will sure scale the cure.